On the news tonight, Muslims converge on various Eid grounds to observe the 2 Rakat prayers in commemoration of this year's Eid al-Fitr. Federal Road Safety Corps FCT command to tackle reckless driving during and after the holidays. And ways to tackle insecurity on the front burner as FCT Minister of State presides over 6th security meeting. This is the news at 7 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Thanks for joining us. I am Frama Pani. We begin with the Eid celebrations. The 30 days of intense worship day and night, as well as renewed covenant with Allah in the month of Ramadan, the Murshid of the Abuja National Mosque, Professor Sheikh Said Galadanchi, says should be upheld in everyday life as the ideal situation. This forms the thrust of his Eid al-Fitr sermon when he led Muslim congregants to the 2 supererogatory prayer at the National Eid Ground, Abuja. Abdullahi Ajia has the report.
Amidst watertight security, Muslims, including the FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello, converged on the National Eid Ground, Abuja, for the 2 Nafilat prayer that marks the end of the Ramadan fast, ushering in the new month of Shawwal. In his Eid al-Fitr sermon, the Murshid of the Abuja National Mosque, Professor Sheikh Said Galadanchi, while reminding all of the significance of the celebration, implores worshippers to sustain what he calls institutional training of Ramadan that taught generosity, obedience, and sincerity of purpose.
They are trained to be truthful. They are trained to be trustful. They are trained to be honest.
The cleric enjoins Muslims and Nigerians to be patriotic and support leaders and country with prayers. He commended efforts of government and security agencies in the fight against insecurity.
We have to thank the government for what they are doing in order to face the challenges which we are facing in this country. So we pray that Almighty Allah will assist us.
So the most important thing now is going forward is for us to practicalize all what we learned during the last 1 month. And as Muslims and other Nigerians, we should continue to pray for this country, for its unity, for its security, for its economic prosperity.
The sermon also draws attention of the Ummah to always bank their hopes in Allah for solutions in whatever circumstances. Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
Meanwhile, correspondent Onotu Yakubu brings us more sights and sounds from various sermons on the Eid ground.
Imam Abdul Ghani Aziyatullah of the Federation of Muslim Women Association of Nigeria, Form 1, while congratulating the Ummah for witnessing the Eid, likened the celebration to a graduation ceremony from School of Spiritual Reverberation.
If you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will serve as a responsible person.
For Imam Yahya Garba Al-Yolawi of Nurul Yakin and Musa Muhammad Buhari of Saitek Mbora, Ramadan signifies an opportunity to rededicate faith to Allah and seek His divine intervention to address the challenges that threatens humanity's security.
Ask people to keep the lessons learned in Ramadan. We have learned so many things: devotion, piety, God-fearness.
And we have wronged ourselves, we have wronged the Almighty Allah.
Summed their experiences from the Ramadan and Eid celebration thus.
To have a charity, we spend a lot of money to help other people.
Islam is a religion of peace. We don't harm people. Especially I'm from East, from Abia State. Islam makes me to be what I am today.
Royalty embedded in the Salah celebration was at full display with the Sape Igarki, Usman Ngakupi with color and glamour. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
And like a race with no one to be left behind, Muslims in Dobi and Ledi communities of Gwagwalada Area Council trooped to the Eid ground for the 2-rakat prayer. Tessie O'Mary brings us details.
It was a memorable celebration for Muslims in Dobi and Ledi communities in the outskirts of the nation's capital as they started the day with a rush not to miss the 2-rakat prayer. Both young and old, leaders and the led, it's a special day as they celebrate the end of this year's Ramadan fast.
It is very clear that we need to pray for this country. What we are passing through, government has been doing a lot, and government alone cannot do it.
Many of us started, and many did not complete it.
A festive season like this is a moment of reunion as friends and family members bond in celebration.
When you give zakat, you have reward.
It's good to give because that's what Allah said, to get reward.
Quiet communities suddenly came alive with varieties of activities to celebrate Eid al-Fitr as praise singers in palaces and village squares took center stage. For the children, it's fun time to play with various games on display. An age-long tradition of sharing food resonates, with Muslims extending the joy of the season to all. While the celebration lasted, for the people of Dobi and Ledi of Gwagwalada Area Council, it's a peaceful Eid al-Fitr celebration with optimism for longer years to witness more. Tessie O'Mary.
As Muslims celebrate the Eid al-Fitr, the Imam Buhari Islamic Foundation distributed food and other essential items to the less privileged along Jabi axis in the FCT. Nta Abuja brings us the highlights.
To climax the 1-month intensive devotion to acts of worship to the Almighty Allah by Muslims comes the Eid al-Fitr. Part of the injunctions and practice to make the day is to marry as a community to strengthen bond of brotherhood. This singular spiritual creed informed the initiative by the Buhari Islamic Foundation.
We actually target some few hours to the fast and the end of the fast, so that we'll be on the same page with the downtrodden and less privileged. On the day of Eid, when people are doing Salah celebration, they should also have something upon they can smile.
This is, just one of our own way to say how do we contribute.
Part of the items are sourced through cheerful donations from well-to-do members of the communities willing to give in charity to the less privileged. And for the thoughtful and benevolent gesture, the beneficiaries were full of appreciation and prayers to the foundation and the donors.
The people want that they give us. May God continue to help them.
We thank Allah. The Imam has been very helpful, as some of us don't have means of feeding.
Thank God. We thank the people that bring and come. May God start to bless them. May God continue to bless them.
The foundation says the practice will be sustained beyond Ramadan and Eid celebration. Nta Abuja, Nta News.
Meanwhile, the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC FCT Zonal Command says it is poised to tackle overloading, driving under influence of alcohol, drugs and other intoxicants, as well as reckless driving during the public holidays. Asabe Williams reports.
While reminding them that only the living can celebrate, the Zonal Commander Shehu Mohammed advised bikers and other road users not to engage in any activity that could keep them behind bars during and after the holidays.
We do it to sensitize the general public on the best way to use the road.
To have all the bikers in the FCT that are members of the special marshals to go around the FCT to sensitize the general public, to distribute flyers, and to educate the general public on the need for them to be safety conscious.
This program you are seeing is going around simultaneously across the Federation.
National President of the Bikers community expressed readiness to remain law-abiding, safety-conscious, and partner relevant authorities in ensuring sanity on the road at all times.
Because of our bikes, it's easier for us to quickly navigate in between traffics and get to see where there are traffics ahead of the road. And
the advocacy is also targeted at enhancing road safety regulation among the motoring public. In Abuja, Asabe Williams, Nta News.
as Nigerians join the rest of the world to commemorating this year's Eid al-Fitr and Workers' Day, essential service workers in the nation's capital have called on the government for a speedy implementation of the new minimum wage. Sarafina Okon-Umekwe has the report.
Please, Frama, can you handle this for us? Is the report ready? I am seriously working on it.
Capital FM 92.9, the station that
a drive around the suburbs and city centers. The ambience is the same as essential workers, even to cleaners, are diligently carrying out their assigned responsibilities. The government of Nigeria declared Monday and Tuesday as public holidays, but for essential workers, essential services never goes on break. And here with me are these gentlemen standing by for any emergency should there be one. And with me here is the head of the operations, Mr. Agbo. How do you feel being here today?
It's our job and our duty to be here, essential workers, and I'm glad to be here to save properties and lots of Nigerians.
In commemorating this year's Eid al-Fitr and an end to the Ramadan fast, which coincides with the Salah celebrations and International Workers' Day.
We have been shouting and calling for there to be a media salary. Media workers are essential workers and we deserve to be paid well. So
I'm pleading that they should do something about workers' welfare. You know, it's been 3 years since the last minimum wage, that was in 2019.
Work is expected to resume on Wednesday. In Abuja, Serafina Okon-Umekwe, Nta News.
In a world where you can be anything, choose to make more out of it. So, whether you're a corporate, individual business or entrepreneur, you can make the extra cash you need by signing up as an Access Closer agent to provide common banking services like cash withdrawal, cash transfer, buy airtime, bill payment, account opening, deposit money in your neighborhood. To register, all you need is to visit any Access Bank branch with a valid identification card, your NIN, your utility bill, your business registration documents, and a minimum capital of 50,000 naira. Access, more than banking.